Hi, Dina Beard here. This is Structural Cognitive Modifiability Part 1. And what I want to talk just a little bit about is what this term means. You're going to run across it quite a bit. Whether you're new to IE or you've been doing it for a while, you know that structural cognitive modifiability is something we say quite a bit. It's a mouthful. You get to where you can say it faster, but it's still a lot to say. It's at the heart of everything we do. When we do mediated learning experience, it's because we want to make a child more modifiable. We want to change the way they think, attack problems, come up with solutions. When we look at the cognitive functions, it's because we want to identify what cognitive functions are strong, which ones need to be elevated or strengthened. When we look at the instrument pages themselves, we're also looking at using those to make a person more modifiable by identifying strategic ideas and problem-solving techniques, and then taking those specific ideas and generalizing them, and then being able to apply those to your life outside of this page that we're looking at, or life outside of class. So everything we do is to make modifiability more possible. And the more you modify, the more attuned you are to the process of modifiability. So the more modifiable you come. It's a really good cycle. In order to understand it a little bit more and to help us all feel like we've got a good grasp on what this means, I just took a series of synonyms for each one of these words. Didn't really pay attention to the part of speech in finding the synonyms. I just wrote things a little bit quickly. But the idea here is to mix and match and to just find some new ways to say what structural cognitive modifiability is. So I'm just going to draw a few lines. Not the only thing that you could come up with. You could come up with more, but this is what I found. Although we talk about making a child or a student more modifiable, what if we could think that what we're actually doing is changing the framework for their thinking? That's pretty important. What if we can build reasoning to be flexible? What if we can adjust basic critical thinking? Any of those, if you can change the framework for thinking, wouldn't you feel like you were doing a service to your student? Think in real terms. What does it mean when you can affect, and we could have written that word down, affect critical thinking and make it a plastic process? We talk about plasticity, movable, being able to expand and go bigger. And that's what we want to do. We want to develop logic in an adjustable way. We want to adapt logic and the construct of logic. All of these can help you achieve a better idea of what you're doing as a mediator, how you're going to work with your students, whether they're children or adults, and how to make them more modifiable. Thanks for listening.